A long time ago, there was a land so lovely, it was unlike any there ever was or ever has been imagined. And in this land lived a young princess. As her mother had wished, her skin was as white as snow, and she had hair as black as ebony. Both lovely and pure of heart, she was named Snow White. Sadly, Snow White's mother, the Queen, had died shortly after she was born. After a year had passed, her father, the King, married again. Snow White now had a new mother, and the land a new queen. Her heart was not so pure.
Ugh, peasants. Why does my land have to be filled with peasants? Bring me my comb and mirror.
This queen cared only about her appearance and often consulted her mirror of truth.
Mirror, mirror in my hand, who is the loveliest creature in all the land?
In all the land, there's none, it's true, that can hold a candle to the beauty, the splendor, and the wonder that is you.
My queen?
Oh, how many times have I told you not to disturb me when I'm, grooming? What's that in your hand?
It's for you. I found a whole tree just full of them.
Well, if there's a whole tree just full of them, it's not special.
Is it?
Your hair is so beautiful. May I use your comb on my hair?
No. You're already pretty enough. Now, go outside and have fun, or whatever it is children do. Already pretty enough, that one.
And so it went, year after year, Snow White doing her best to please her queen, until one day.
What, pray tell, are you doing?
I was just noticing how those little lines around your eyes look like my feet.
What?
Ah!
Crow's feet? You're saying I have crow's feet? It's true. I'm getting old.
You're not getting old, just older. No, not older, exactly, mature. That's it, like a ripe peach. Banana? Apple? Maybe mature isn't exactly the word I'm looking for.
Mirror, mirror in my hand, am I still the most beautiful in the land?
While your beauty, my queen, is still quite rare, in truth I must answer, Snow White is many times more fair.
Ugh. I have a favor to ask of you, my dear.
Oh, yes, my queen.
Call my huntsman. Now!
You requested a favor, my queen?
Come closer, little princess. It's true. You're even more beautiful than I was at your age.
You flatter me, my queen. But everyone knows there is none more beautiful in the land than you.
I'd like you to gather some rare mushrooms for me, the kind that can only be found in our forest.
Begging your pardon, my queen, but the forest is a dangerous place to go alone.
You called for me, Your Majesty.
Yes, huntsman. I would like you to accompany the princess into the forest.
As you wish, my queen.
Now, you run along and get a basket for the mushrooms, dear, sweet Snow White. Your axe has been honed recently?
To razor sharpness, my queen.
Good. The princess will not return from the forest. Do you understand?
The queen will be pleased. Oh! Please, huntsman, don't take my life. If the queen wishes never to see my face, I'll run into the forest and never return.
Better my head than yours. Run! Run!
Oh!
Your Majesty, Your Royalness, Your... What should I call you?
Nothing. I am nothing any longer.
I shall call you Snow White, Princess of the Forest.
Oh, thank you, little friend. I'd invite you into my castle, but as you can see, I'm without a home at the moment.
Oh, I can fix that. Follow me. I have friends in high places in the forest. Well, actually, they're friends in low places. No, better make that small friends in tight spaces. Just follow me. It's not much, but it's better than sleeping outside.
Yes, it's better than sleeping outside. Well, let's get to work.
Wait a minute. I never said that I'd... Help. That's the last of them. Say Princess, you haven't had anything to... Guess you've had kind of a rough day. Well, that's a first. I've never kissed a princess before. I could sure go for a late-night acorn snack.
No, I cleaned the dishes last week.
And I swept the week before.
And that's the last time anybody did any work in that pigsty we call a home.
Well, I dug the most diamonds out of the mine today.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing. I just wanted to be part of the conversation.
Hey, somebody's been here.
Did they steal anything?
No. In fact, it looks like they put everything away.
What did he say?
He said we should put you away.
Shh.
Who do you think she is?
Hey, that's my...
We'll find out who she is in the morning.
But she's sleeping in my bed. Where am I going to sleep?
Try the floor.
Good night.
Oh, hello.
So Snow White told the little men her tale, how the queen meant to have her killed in the forest, how the huntsman spared her life, and how she came to stay at their cottage.
Well then, it's settled. You'll stay here with us. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay.
I was just kidding. I just wanted to see if you were listening.
And so it went. Each morning, Snow White saw the 7 little men off to work. And each evening, she'd have their dinner waiting for them when they came home. As for the queen,
Mirror, mirror in my hand, shall I guess who's still the fairest in the land?
A guess is something held aloft by air, but in truth, the Princess Snow White, who lives in the dwarf's cottage, is by far more fair.
Find out where those 7 little princess keepers live.
Yes, my queen!
Yes, may I help?
Could you be a dear and buy a few dainties from a poor old woman? Very inexpensive, please.
Well, I don't really need...
There now, dearie. We all need. Sometime we just don't know what. These lovely laces should do the trick. Keep all the bulges snugged up good and tight. Aye, dearie?
I guess so.
Of course, you wouldn't know about things like bulges and loins and 8 spots. Now, would you, dearie?
Feel free to hoot. Ow.
Ouch, me, that's my chain.
Mirror, mirror in my hand, tell me now who is the fairest in the land?
Though you gasp and wheeze and plead anew, Snow White still lives and remains the fairest, not you.
No!
Remember, while we're gone, don't let anyone in.
Not if they beg.
Not if they plead.
Unless it's the express delivery man. I'm expecting a package. Not even him, especially him. I don't know him, never met his family.
I'll be all right.
And you know, it would be just like that, Queen, to try something sneaky.
And I won't let anyone in. Who is it? Who is it?
A lovely comb for your lovely hair. Here, take it.
The poison from the comb is wearing off. Oh, she's coming back to us.
This time, no mistakes. Melts in your mouth and sticks in your throat.
Who is it?
Have you a few pennies for the poor?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to open the door.
Ah, and well, you shouldn't. But perhaps you could come to the window.
I don't mean to be rude. Oh!
Oh, I apologize for my appearance. Life has been very cruel to me. Perhaps you could buy an apple from me for your mother.
I really shouldn't.
You don't have to come outside. And see, the apple is delicious. See? Go on, taste it. And this other one will be for your mother. 2 for the price of 1. That's right. You bite the other side, and this one we'll save.
For your mother. Mirror, mirror in my hand now, who is the fairest in all the land?
You.
It was as if Snow White had fallen into a deep sleep, a sleep from which none of her friends could wake her. So the little men put her in a glass box on a hill near their cottage, in hopes that one day, by some miracle, Snow White would wake up once again. And so they waited and waited and waited until one day,
Hello there! You in the house! I say, is there anyone in the house?
Ooh, maybe my package has arrived.
a king's son had been riding by and had fallen in love with Snow White as soon as he had seen her. He promised the little men that if they would let him take Snow White with him, he would always take care of her.
Well, I mean, he is a king's son, you know. He looks all right.
They finally agreed.
Steady there!
Wait, stop here.
Where am I?
We were carrying you to my castle. One of my men stumbled, jarring the apple that caused you to sleep, and... Oh, princess, will you marry me?
Mirror, mirror in my hand, who's the fairest in the land? What did you say?
I said, while you are the fairest that I've ever seen, fairer still, I've been told, is the newly made queen.
Well, we'll just see about that. Snow White, you're...
As for Queen Snow White, this marked the first enchanting day of her most enchanting life.